Hello and welcome to the APMA podcast. I'm here with Dan. Unfortunately, no Jordan this week. He's still on holiday in Egypt. As far as I know, he's having a great time. I saw a video of him and Dan doing some dune bugging the other day.
Nice.
So they look like they're having a good time. I don't know if they've been to the pyramids or not. I know Jordan did say or mention about wanting to go to the pyramids, but I think that's like 5 hours away from where they are. So
How is it?
I don't know if they've gone or not.
I feel like if you go to Egypt, I feel like you have to go to the pyramids.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those. It's like one of the 7 wonders of the world. I'm pretty sure. So you kind of really got to try and push yourself to go. But if it is a 5-hour trip there and a 5-hour trip
it's
back,
it's almost 2 days, isn't it? Your holiday, really.
massive commitment. So yeah, I don't know but I'm sure he'll tell us when he's next week. What he's done.
Especially Jordan as well. He's done the videos and stuff on the pyramids, hasn't he? So it makes sense.
It would be good for his content if he did, and obviously good just to explore and see stuff for yourself. But I'm sure we'll hear from him. What have you been up to, Dan?
Just running around this week, to be honest, mate. Sorting stuff out from the factory. I've done a few deliveries, different places. Driving here, driving there, taking machinery and stuff. So yeah, just sorting stuff out so that everything's down in Bournemouth and the factory up here is just all sorted out. So yeah, just been doing that, to be honest, mate.
Yeah, how far is what is it hour wise drive from where you are to Bournemouth? Must be at least like a few hours.
Yeah, it's about 2 hours. Depends if there's traffic. It'll be 2 and a bit hours. So everything's down in Bournemouth. We've delivered a few bits of machinery to other people that they've bought some stuff. And then, just where we're downsizing some stock to like auctions and stuff. Just constantly running about, hiring vans. Literally, I'd have been a billionaire if I'd gone into removals.
Oh, yeah. It's just hiring a van. I don't know what it's like now, but I remember when I hired a van just to move, and it was a Luton van for when we moved to the house that I'm in now. That was, I think we had to pay something stupid, like almost like £300-400 deposit.
They always
into like an escrow where they don't touch it unless there is damage to the van. But yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare.
So the other day I hired 2 vans in the same day. So it was funny because we pulled up to one van hire place in a hired van, and they just must have thought, these guys they're just trying to get loads of hired vans. So yeah, it was quite funny. So we had a drop side for a piece of machinery, and we also had a Luton tail lift as well. So I did like 2 commutes to like Bedford in a van, and then we did another drop side there. I was like all day. I didn't get finished till sort of like 9-10 o'clock.
Jesus.
So it was just all day driving, packing. It's like moving house on steroids. When you do a factory move.
And that's it. Moving house that's enough for me.
Yeah.
I did when I moved in here officially. I was like, I know I'm probably gonna have to do this again at some point. I really don't want to.
Nah, I've moved house a lot. Not recently, but when we first moved to this area we were renting, and the prices were going up loads. Just in this area. And all the people that were renting it out, obviously, they were going up that much that they just kept deciding to sell. So we ended up moving. In 5 years, we moved 6 or 7 times. Probably more. I remember one year we moved 3 times in 1 year. That was like one to get like our kid into the school we wanted. So that was our choice, but the other 2 wasn't our choice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a crazy period. And obviously, you saw how big the factory was before. Like we moved all that to another factory.
Yeah.
And now we've just all that again. We just moved all that again.
It's not really even. I mean, the physical, actual work of taking one thing to another place, but it's trying to get all the other things matched up, like logistics,
mate. Yeah, it
just looks, and everything you've said just sounds like a nightmare to me.
Well, obviously, moving the house normally is boxes, and you got a few bits of big furniture. But obviously, with machinery, you need forklifts. So you need a forklift this end, and you need a forklift the other end. You need to make sure, and with our machinery, it needs a certain type of forklift. It needs like long forks. So you just got to make sure that all that tallies up. and any like breakdown in that, like we did one to Wales and got there and they didn't have the long forks, and it's like, well,
Oh,
we can't turn around, we can't go back, so we have to get this, we have to figure it out, which we did just about.
yeah. Yeah, now you're just moving all the operation down to
Yeah,
Bournemouth.
so yeah, all the operation in Bournemouth's pretty set up now. To be fair, it's a good setup down there.
Cool. But before we go any further, I will just do a quick plug. If you are interested, I know there's a lot of people in the chat. I see some people already that are in the chat who are members of the channel. But if you do want extra content, I do an extra episode every 2 weeks, and also some other videos I put on there. For example, I'm playing Prey at the moment, a playthrough of Prey, the video game. So you can see me absolutely fail at that and laugh at me because the first 2 episodes I've recorded already, I die constantly. But if you're interested in watching that, $4.99. Any more people to sign up, that'd be great. Like I said, there are people in the chat. I can see Big P. He is a member. Shout out to Big P. He's been a fan and a member for a long, long time.
Legend.
All support is appreciated. But yeah, thought I'd just leave that there and the plug. But I thought I'd put it in before we start the stories.
Nice.
Now, first thing I want to talk about, I've got a question for you, Dan.
Yeah, man.
Have you thought, and I mean, I haven't given much thought to this, have you thought at all about what you want your coffin to look like when you go?
Ironically, with this, I have.
Have you?
And I, as I get a bit older and I'm starting to get a little bit more organised in life, I think I might have it all paid for and set up quite early.
Yeah.
So it's all just, I've got 2 trains of thought on it at the moment. So one is, I would like, have you seen the coffin trees?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is one that's on my list. I quite like that. I don't know where I'd have it. Probably, I don't know if you'd be allowed to have that at a graveyard because they don't want a big
Yeah.
fuck off tree growing in the middle. So I might need a space for that. So because I like the idea of like, obviously everything, you're all like matter of the earth, and we all come
Yeah.
from
Like
stars, and
you're
like
growing into
we
the
break down.
galaxy.
Yeah, but then I think, if that is the case and I'm in the tree, like, it might get a bit boring. So another train of thought is, like is it cryogenically frozen?
Yes. Yeah.
So that's if that's kind of an option, I quite like the idea of that.
I can't
Again, there's a few pros and cons, because one is just the horrible thought of what if you kind of like like there's some sort of like consciousness
Yeah.
or you're trapped in there. So like that's, yeah. I've read an article about that they do it, I think, in America, but you can pay for like the full body go, or you can get like a discount one where they just chop your head off and stick that, because it's all to do with storage and space,
Yeah.
isn't it? So you can get, but obviously you're probably gonna have to wait a longer time
Yeah.
for them to sort all that mess out. So but yeah, that's the cheap option. Just get your head, if my head's intact. Hopefully it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
think cryogenically being frozen would be cool, but there's obviously the thought that you're gonna have to wait, like you said, a long time for us to potentially get to the point where we can get people revived, or even if they are able to live after being frozen. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait a long time for that, but it'll be cool if we were able to do that. Just to
yeah,
say, like we've died in like 2060 something, whatever, and then we are then brought back into a world that's like completely different. We're probably not even on the same planet. Obviously, it's like I'd love to experience that, but at the same time,
yeah.
I feel so lost. But
And
it's like,
also, it's a bit like Demolition Man, isn't it? It could almost be like instantaneous.
yeah,
And I feel like with the kind of, possibly with the way AI is going and learning, and how it's almost at human level now, that could just do a like crazy trajectory. And if it's all for the good, it could figure some of that stuff out.
yeah. We'll have to wait and see on that. But the reason why I ask it is because I don't know if the thought has ever crossed your mind, but have you ever thought of wanting to be in a coffin that looks like a Greg's sausage roll?
Uh, no, I'm not. No.
There is a company.
That's mental.
I think they're called Choose Your Way to Go. Oh no, Go As You Please, right? And they
Nice, good name.
specialize in customizable coffins. Now, I'm going to put this on the screen. This is an example of 3 coffins that they have advertised. You can see a Dyson one there, the
That's
Greg
quite funny.
one in the middle, and then obviously the police phone box from Doctor Who. It's quite striking designs. I don't know why you'd want to have a Greg sausage roll one there, but
Even the Dyson. I mean,
yeah, I mean,
if
you've
you,
got to be really into Hoovers, like, and
yeah,
especially
if your
Dyson.
life's work is like ends in a Dyson, and that's your, I mean, yeah, Dyson. I can imagine wanting to go in it, but if um if you choose that as your to sum up your life, that's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Well, I think for context, the person who they designed this for was a repairman for Hoovers. He spent a lot of time in
Nice.
his life doing
Yeah, yeah.
repairs.
Hopefully, like Dyson, because he'll be
Yeah, yeah,
spinning in his grave.
that's it. Well, I'll read out this story. A funeral firm is hoping to break the taboo of talking about death by offering custom-made coffins, which include a casket designed like a Greggs sausage roll. Bosses at Go As You Please say no ideas are off limits to help make a difficult day a little lighter. Suggested designs include the Doctor Who TARDIS, a pint of Tennant's Lager, and a
Nice.
bottle of Bell's whiskey. There are also Star Wars, Game of Thrones, The Walking Dead, Harry Potter, and Only Fools and Horses designs to help spark ideas. The firm, which has branches in the northeast of England and in Edinburgh in Scotland, said the coffins are built to the needs of each individual customer. Another 3 examples here. You've got the Tennant's Lager, Harry Potter, and Game of Thrones. Scott Purvis, general manager of the company, told Sky News a Dyson box was created for someone who had a history of repairing old Hoovers. So it wasn't even necessarily Dysons. I'm sure he would have
Yeah.
tampered with some Dysons over the years, but yeah. Another coffin was made from old pallets in tribute to a man who used to scrap pieces of wood to create useful things for his shed. Mr. Purvis said most of our coffin designs come from having honest conversations with the person when they are still alive. A lot of people are now arranging their own funerals before they die. This gives them a chance to break the taboo of talking about death with their families. It also gives them the opportunity to have exactly the funeral they want and to take the burden off the family when the time comes. Mr. Purvis said the displays in branch windows are a conversation starter. He said, it isn't out of disrespect, but to show the public what can be done and what we can offer. When it comes to the bespoke pictures, coffins, I would say we're not dealing with novelty, we're dealing with individuality. We encourage families to design their own coffins and even get involved with the making of the coffins. We have had numerous families create photo montages of family photos through the years, bringing the family together to stick the photos on the blank coffin. So yeah, if you know you fancy it, you can pretty much design your own coffin.
Crazy. I wonder if there's any copyright issues. I mean, it's been buried 6 foot under, so I doubt it. But
I mean, you've got to be. I mean, and I know there are some bastard companies,
yeah,
but you've got to be really hard line to be like, say, like Disney,
yeah,
just like, no, you can't have a frozen
yeah.
coffin. Not allowed it. It's like, but
Imagine like Game of Thrones. They're like, nah, not having it. Dig it
yeah,
up.
yeah, get him out. Put him in just a bland one. I'm not
Yeah,
having this. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
It's
it's
interesting.
yeah. I mean, the one that stands out is the Greg's sausage roll. I mean, that is to me, I wouldn't even enter my mind.
No, I mean, it'd be funny on the day. Like I say, it would make light of it. Imagine like 6 guys bringing that out. And you're still carrying this massive sausage roll. I mean, it would be funny. It could be, yeah.
Yeah,
Like again, when you die, I kind of, I wouldn't mind my funeral to be like all sad. Really, it is going to be
no,
a bit, I guess. But yeah, if you can make light of it.
yeah.
On this subject, I did see, you've probably seen it on Instagram. There was an Irish funeral, and then as they put him down, he'd had a pre-recorded um, like speaker and microphone thing set up there, and then it was like tapping like, "Let me
Oh,
out, let
yeah,
me out! What are you doing to me?" And then, but no one knew. I think it was only maybe his partner who knew or something. So everyone was just like started cracking up and laughing. I thought that was quite funny.
yeah. That is quite funny, actually. I mean, if you have a Greg's one, imagine like I don't know why this would happen, but imagine years in the future, it's survived, and people are digging up, and they're like, "What the fuck is this? Why is
Yeah,
Greg's coffin in this fucking
yeah.
field?"
What's mad is if like this goes through a little period of being trendy, and then like they say they do it all, and then just what I don't know, stuff happens, it changes, the world ends, whatever, and then just years to come, like say they just like get this period of time where they're like, what the fuck? Like imagine trying to work out the the irony if you didn't have
Yeah,
any context.
yeah. This is what society did. Is
Yeah,
this?
they're like
Is
they must have worshipped Greg, this sausage roll called
yeah.
Greg. They must have, like the Egyptians. So like the Egyptians basically did it for a laugh. It's just
Oh,
banter.
I mean, yeah, Greg's has been liquidated for like 58 years. What is this about? Oh dear. But yeah, I thought it was a equal. It's like kind of a funny story, but also, you've got to thinking about you when your time comes. You do want to take as much burden as you possibly can off your family.
Yeah,
It's a light-hearted way, I think, overall. But it probably wouldn't be my personal preference to have any of those that I've seen on there. But
yeah. The top three. I mean, I think they're ones to get you talking, aren't
yeah, yeah, it's quite clever to be honest because it does start a conversation. So
they? Yeah, yeah. I can see like you say, the Disney stuff with kids, and maybe someone loves Star Wars or Game of Thrones, and I get that. That makes sense.
hmm,
But
yeah.
yeah, Greg Sausage Roll is just your banter in it. Oh, I mean, it's got always fresh on there. I mean, that's
Oh, yeah, that's not going to be the case
yeah,
inside there. I think it says always fresh, always tasty. I think the next bit says so. Yeah, both of those things would not be
yeah.
applicable.
Uh-huh. I
After a
like
while,
the light on the. I wonder if that's a working light.
yeah, that would be
That's
cool if it was. To be fair,
yeah, just at the
Hold
top of
tight.
the have that link to the top, so it just spins off at night. You can
I just
spot the
feel like
gravestone.
love it. Anyway, I thought it was a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek sort of story.
Yeah, I like that.
But yeah, this next one is I don't know. You may have heard about this, but the next one I'm going to show is about a plane crash in Colombia.
Okay.
So these children were on this
I saw
plane,
this.
and they survived in the rainforest for like over 40 days.
Yeah,
With obviously very very limited supplies. It's crazy. And they're only children who survived. The only people who survived were children. I think there's like
yeah,
children. Um,
yeah.
Let me just pop this on screen. It is insane. So, the mother of 4 children rescued after 40 days in the Amazon jungle was alive for 4 days after their plane crashed. Now, I will just preference this. It's dealing with Colombian names, so get ready for some awful pronunciation. Magdalena Mukati told her children to leave and find help as she lay dying. Speaking to reporters, the children's father, Manuel Renoque, said his eldest daughter told him their mother urged them to get out and save themselves. Siblings aged 13, 9, 5, and 1 were rescued and airlifted out of the jungle on Friday. They were moved to a military hospital in the nation's capital of Bogota. The one thing that 13-year-old Leslie has cleared up for me is that, in fact, her mother was alive for 4 days, Mr. Ranoke. Oh, that's what I'm going to continue calling
Yeah, okay.
reporters outside the hospital. Before she died, their mum told them something like, "You guys get out of here. You guys are going to see the kind of man your dad is, and he's going to show you the same kind of great love that I have shown you," he said. Details have been emerging about the children's time in the jungle and their miraculous rescue, including the first things that the children said when they were found. Rescue worker Nicholas Ordonez Gomez recalled the moment they discovered the children. The eldest daughter, Leslie, with the little one in her arms, ran towards me. Leslie said, "I'm hungry," he told public broadcast channel RTVC. One of the 2 boys was laying down. He got up and said to me, "My mum is dead." He said rescuers responded with positive words, saying that we were friends that we were sent by the family. Mr. Ordonez said the boy replied, I want some bread and sausage. So
Oh, bless
these
them, they've
kids,
been starving.
had not eaten
Yeah,
pretty much any proper food
yeah,
the entire time they were there.
bless
It's
them.
just crazy. The children are members of the Hoitoto indigenous group, and their grandfather told Colombian media that their knowledge of edible fruit and seeds had been key to their survival. The
That's
eldest
mad.
child, 13-year-old Leslie, had been credited with keeping her siblings alive. Henry Guerrero,
13.
and exactly like a 13-year-old, and this is placed on their shoulders. Like, keep your younger siblings alive.
Yeah, in the jungle as well,
Yeah.
man. Jesus Christ.
Henry Guerrero, an indigenous man who was part of the team which finally located the children, said they managed to build a small shelter. They had made a small tent from tarpaulin and placed a towel on the ground. They always stayed near the river, and she, Leslie, carried a small soda bottle which she used to fill with and carry water. In footage released on Sunday of the children's rescue, the four siblings appeared to be emaciated from weeks they spent fending for themselves in the wilderness. Mr. Guerrero said the only thing that they had in mind was to eat when they were found. They wanted to eat rice pudding, they wanted to eat bread, he said. Ms. Mukati and her children had been travelling on the Cessna 206 aircraft from, I believe you pronounce this, Araraquara, that's my best guess, in the Amazonas province to San Jose del Guevara on 1st of May. Their plan was to join their father, who had fled their home after receiving threats from a rebel group. The plane crashed nose first in dense jungle in the south of Colombia after experiencing engine failure. It took search teams 2 weeks to locate the wreckage. The bodies of the adults on board, the children's mother, and two pilots were found at the crash site by the army, but it appeared that the children had wandered into the rainforest to find help. The missing children became the focus of the huge rescue operation involving more than 100 soldiers, local indigenous people, and sniffer dogs. The
Mad.
search teams repeatedly spotted signs in the jungle, including footprints and fruit that had been bitten into, which led them to believe the children had survived the crash. Helicopters flew over the area, broadcasting a recorded message from their grandmother in the Huitoto language, urging them to stay put to make it easier to locate them. The children told their rescuers that they had heard the helicopters and the message. They were finally located on Friday in a small clearing by a team of rescuers who had heard one of the siblings crying. When we found them, it was really a great happiness, Mr. Guerrero said, describing the moment. Their grandfather, Fidencio Valencia, said they were very weakened. They have small wounds and bruises. They have illness that they contracted in the jungle, but overall, they're well. They're in good hands. He added that a bag of cassava flour the children had found in the plane had sustained them for the first weeks. They are being treated in hospital for malnutrition and dehydration and have been visited by the family and members of the search operation. The Colombian military tweeted drawings the children had painted, one of which shows a sniffer dog known as Wilson. This bit is horrible. Wilson, who lost contact with his handlers, is thought to have tracked down the children and spent some time with them in the jungle, but is now unaccounted for. The Colombian military said it would continue searching for the dog, assuring Colombians in a tweet, "We leave no one behind."
Oh, bless.
Yeah, so this is a drawing of one of the obviously children has made of
Oh,
the
bless.
jungle with the dog.
So Wilson was the dog who found them as well.
Yeah, so there's from what they've said here, the sniffer dog has lost contact with the people who are running the search,
Yeah,
and they've literally the dog's obviously run off, caught some sort of scent, I'd imagine,
yeah.
and then found these children. And the children said that the dog spent some time with them, but by the time the rescuers actually got to the children,
He'd
the
gone.
dog had not been there. So yeah, it's crazy.
God, man. I mean, that dog might do from that last little boost to like hold on and stuff.
Yeah,
The fact they had a 1-year-old with him is fucking mental.
yeah, it's great. I mean, I think what was it say at the top in terms of the ages of the children?
Oh, he's young, man. Like, yeah,
Yeah, I think what was it?
13.
9, 5,
Oh,
and 1. So 13, 9, 5, and 1.
it's mental.
Or the rest of them all under 10. You've got 13-year-old who's probably chiefly responsible for the fact that they're still alive. It's crazy.
Fair play.
Yeah.
She needs some sort of medal.
Yeah. That's insane. 40 days. 40 days.
In the jungle as well. It's like that is just absolutely crazy.
I mean, I don't even know. We would probably be absolutely terrible given supplies to survive in the jungle.
Yeah, mate, we'd probably be dead in a few days.
Yeah.
We'd probably wouldn't know what to eat. We'd eat something poisonous.
Yeah.
Maybe a week or something. Yeah, you'd be. So the fact they did 40 days, I think it helped that they were indigenous as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then knew
Nothing
what
that
kind
I
of
would.
fruits and that to eat. But yeah, just obviously, just everything's out to get you as well in the jungle, isn't it? Everything's
Yeah.
out to just the heat, the dehydration, the malnutrition, the diseases, illnesses, like just water. I mean, I don't even drink water. I find a water source.
Yeah. I was like, I think they stayed near a some sort of river or water source.
Right. Okay.
Even then, you're kind of taking a complete gamble whether the water's fine or
Yeah,
not.
safe to drink. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, like luckily that they were an indigenous tribe because their stomachs and stuff would adapted. You know, like if we were to drink that water, we'd probably get sick very quick.
Yeah. It's just it actually like it's astounding that they survived a week, let alone
Yeah.
40 days.
What a good story though. What a quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I mean, it sounds like the whole of like Colombia as well got together and were like wanting the rescue to be accessed. Everyone seemed to be behind it and stuff. So
Yeah, it's like it just galvanizes everyone, doesn't it? It's like you want to fight, you want them found, you want to
yeah,
save and the whole country kind of just because it's like fixated. I imagine this is on Colombian news like for
yeah.
weeks and weeks and weeks. It's still not been found. Still not been
It
found.
must be so hard to find the bits of fruit or whatever that have been eaten. But um, obviously you got a perimeter, and it's like how far do they travel? It's so
Yeah,
dense, isn't it? The jungle. It's like you don't know which way to go. Obviously they've got trackers and different people there. But yeah, what a rescue operation.
let's see if I can find the actual. I don't know if they took any images of the actual crashed plane because obviously from the sound of it, it's a small propeller based aircraft.
Yeah. I wonder how far they'd actually travelled from the plane in the end over the. I imagine again because they found the plane, then it took them a couple of weeks after that to find the kids. So
Yeah, I don't know if it's this one. I think it might be. I'll put this on the screen. But yeah, it's crazy story, and like you say, obviously brilliant that they were found in the end. But it's obviously a bit sad about the dog, and obviously there were people who died. But it's you know
yeah,
such a scenario that the children were found, and
small plane in it. They must have been at the back.
I'd imagine so. Yeah, because
Yeah,
you don't really understand how anyone can survive that, let alone small
no,
children.
yeah. The only thing there is they were just at the back.
Yeah,
Would be the only reasonable to subscription.
crazy. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that is that. I mean, yeah, that just looks like it literally just proper nosedived.
just plunged into the
Yeah,
crazy.
because the front of it's gone, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, the front of it just doesn't exist. It's almost like the plane starts at the wings.
Yeah,
It's just completely gone.
that's mad.
But yeah, like you say, they must have been at the back. This is the only explainable
Yeah.
possibility of them actually not dying from that crash.
So I mean, just the fact that the eldest, the 13-year-old, survived because without her, obviously the others wouldn't have. I doubt would have been able to survive,
Mm.
especially the two youngest.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like how they survived it. Obviously, the 13-year-old, that weight then placed on your shoulders, not only to save yourself, and leave your mum behind, who at the time was probably still alive.
Mm.
Just then trying to look after your siblings is
Yeah.
in a place that is literally not designed to kill you, but everything there is
Wants
not
to kill you.
welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, craziness. Well, we'll go from that slightly uplifting story to some potentially more uplifting stories in the case that these people have all basically either cheated death or disaster. This first one I'm about to put on, I think I've seen this before, but it's just like beggars belief for me personally how this has happened. So this is a picture for the audio listeners. I'll describe it to you. This is a picture of
Oh,
some
amazing.
coins that have stopped a round of ammunition. It was basically a German soldier has shot this guy's great grandfather, and these coins have saved him, have not caused the bullet to not pass through his body or enter his
That's
body.
amazing.
So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coins, and there are 2 of the coins out of that 6 that aren't even blemished, like they're not even touched by the bullet. It looks
Yeah.
like. So the first 4 have absorbed all the power and momentum of the bullet there. But yeah, it's crazy. Just those 6 coins have completely saved that person's life.
Yeah, that is. It's almost like it's welded those 4 together, isn't it?
Yeah, craziness. There's quite a few stories like that. In obviously the amount of people that were involved in the Second World War and the amount of
Yeah.
that would have been like canteens have saved people on the hips,
Yeah. Yeah.
gone
Yeah.
through that instead of the flesh on their hips. It's
There's an
crazy.
image somewhere of those of 2 bullets colliding as well.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I remember seeing that somewhere, which is that's mental.
yeah. The odds on that.
Yeah,
Gee,
like billions to 1.
yeah. This next one, I don't fully understand how this has happened. Acts of faith. Um, I'll describe it. It's basically an axe for a windshield. Um,
Jesus.
the axe is basically all the way through the windshield. Only the bottom third, or maybe quarter of the handle, is outside of the windshield. The rest of it, the head of the axe, is in the car. There is someone in the passenger seat, which
Yeah.
I'm assuming they would have been originally. But it says down the bottom here, it says somebody didn't secure their axe properly. I don't even know, unless it was from directly the truck behind. They've just
Yeah.
left on the back or something. I don't
Just
know.
maybe bounced off down the motorway. And it looks like the window's still intact apart from the bit you can't see. Obviously it must
Yeah,
have just come, when stuff hits stuff with speed,
it just
it
goes
just
straight through, just
straight through,
perfect,
yeah.
almost like a perfect hole. I mean, you can see a bit of the damage in the reflection or the shadow of the below the axe. You can see
Yeah.
like the damage on the windscreen. But yeah, it's crazy. Like these sort of things, it just remind me of Final Destination.
100%, mate. Yeah, I was just thinking that. Yeah.
And this next one, my God, this is literally a scene from Final Destination.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So what I think's happened here is he's had something on the trailer behind, and he's braked, and it's come through the back rather than come through the front. I'd
Ah,
imagine.
yes, yes. You're
It's
right.
for the audio listeners. It's a car with a sheet of what can only be described as the biggest sheet of metal I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It's just gone through the back windscreen and through the front windscreen, and it's literally millimeters away from the driver's position.
He's all kinds of lucky, to
Yeah,
come out of that, I imagine, unscathed because of that's literally just head straight off.
yeah, decapitation, 100%. See you later. Good night. If that had even grazed the man,
Mm,
that would have been disastrous.
that is just phenomenally lucky.
Yeah,
You can't even believe that guy should have done the lottery that night for sure.
yeah. I'm just imagining myself sat in that car. That would be literally like here, right,
Yeah,
just above my shoulder.
yeah. He's probably heard it. I think maybe the only thing that could have that helped is the headrest that maybe
yeah,
maybe hit that and pivoted it off.
might have done.
But still, yeah, like it's probably it looks like it's gone through the other headrest. So unless he's playing the window down, I don't know.
It's crazy. I mean,
It
if you had
is.
one in the passenger seat, oh, that's it. You are gone.
It's
You are
horrific.
gone. Just the sheer amount of force that would have had.
As well, you can see, like I said before, you can tell that's come through really fast because it hasn't even cracked the other bits of the window.
Yeah, it's just it's like literally
It's just where it's
slid
gone through.
Craziness. Yeah, Liam says lucky that the guy's not in the UK because the driver's side.
Yeah,
In the
that's
other
true.
side.
That is very true.
But yeah,
Good
that
time to be an American.
yeah, if that happens to you, you're like, do I drive again? Do I carry stuff on a trailer
I
ever
would
again?
never carry anything ever again.
I've cheated. I've cheated death by the literal skin of my teeth. Oh, makes me a bit queasy. But yeah, that is literally a scene out of Final Destination. This next one is obviously not deadly. Well, it could be deadly if it actually happened to you, but it's a tree that almost looks like it shouldn't exist.
Yeah,
It's kind of bent round the back of this this small car,
that's
and the
fun.
tree
That's like
it's fallen down, and there's like a kink in the tree that perfectly goes round the back of the vehicle, and it's
looks
fallen
like the vehicle's got a force field.
down. Yeah, I mean,
That's funny.
I've never seen I've seen trees like fall onto a car with,
Yeah,
but not have like a bend in the actual trunk of the tree to that degree where it actually perfectly just outlines the vehicle.
yeah. That again, the chances of that happening are just ridiculous.
Mm.
Unless I don't think he would have, but unless the guy for banter has just reversed and let his car a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, guys, look how close this was.
Yeah,
I just saw you reverse it, Greg.
yeah. You reverse lights on, Greg.
Then he stalls it in reverse and it goes backwards into the screen. Crazy. I think this next one I've done before. Not with the size nail of that, Jesus Christ.
Oh, I mean that's lucky.
Yeah, that again for audio listeners, I'll describe this to you. It's a nail and it's through the thin layer of skin. You know, like you can sometimes put like a needle through your hand, like the thin layer of skin
Yeah,
on your hand, and you can just have it stay there. It's literally that, but someone stepped on a nail and it's gone through a thin layer of skin and not into the actual flesh. It's that could be very painful.
yeah. That's oh
Yeah, I've done this. I haven't done this with a nail that big. I mean, fucking hell, that's a good like 2-3 inches long. I've done it with a pin though, on my foot. It's done exactly that. Luckily,
yeah.
yes,
Rachel's my missus' brother stepped on the long needles,
yes,
one of those long needles, but they didn't realise. So he tried on it. It went all the way in, but as it went in, it hit the bone and then it curved around the
oh
bone.
shit,
So she was trying to pull it out. She got some pliers and it was trying to pull it out, but it was causing loads of pain. But they didn't. Yeah, they didn't know it wouldn't pull out because it tucked around. It had bent around the bone.
Jesus
So yeah, I had to go to the hospital and get it out. And then when they X-rayed it, they could see the kink in it. So they're
Christ.
like, "Oh yeah, it's around the bone."
That's one thing to step on something sharp, but for then to go into your flesh and curve round so it
Yeah,
clamps on the bone when you try and pull it out,
awful.
that's different level. That. This one is a little bit, I suppose, a little bit relevant because Jordan is obviously on holiday. There was a shark attack not too far away from where he is staying.
Oh yeah, I remember saying, yeah, that's mad.
This is someone who looks like they've been bitten by a shark. Obviously, I don't. From the size of it, it's probably not a massive shark, but
No,
still, that's a pretty lucky
yeah,
escape
could
to
take
just.
a chunk out, couldn't it? For sure, that's just
Oh yeah,
braces.
yeah. You can see the teeth marks where they've like perforated the skin.
Yeah, and kind of just spat it.
Yeah, yeah.
Spat it
Fuck
around.
that.
I mean, yeah, if that was to bite down hard, you think how much more a shark's jaw has got. in like pressure compared to a dog, and a dog can
Yeah,
take a chunk out of you. So that shark's just decided not to for whatever reason.
yeah. It's almost like the shark is just like, right, this is your warning.
Yeah,
This is your
little.
warning. Yeah. But yeah, like, if the shark actually had any force behind the bite,
Yeah,
that chunk of flesh would not be there. It would just
hundred
you'd
percent.
have a missing flesh, a chunk of flesh on your back.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy how much force sharks have. Anything that is in the water, it has to be stronger anyway to counteract the
the pressure of the
water.
water. Yeah, that makes
That's
sense.
crazy.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
they've just evolved. I think if you Google it, that like times a pit bull, it's like mad. It's
it's
something.
crazy. I mean, this someone says about great whites. Great white sharks are also among the largest fish in the world and can bite with a power of up to 4,000 pounds per square inch.
Mm.
That's crazy.
Which is a ridiculous amount of pressure.
Yeah. Let's see if I put in a small shark. I don't know if it'll say anything. Jesus Christ, bull sharks, which I don't know how big they are, they have a bite force of 6,000 newtons. I don't even know. I don't know the massive difference between newtons and
Pounds per square inch. Yeah,
yeah,
not too sure. Yeah, bull sharks can take chunks of yeah, but they are smaller, aren't they? They're quite a bit smaller bull sharks.
yeah, yeah.
But again,
Don't
you
want
don't want them biting you.
you don't want any shark, any fish really to
No,
bite you. That'd
no.
be nah, not for me, not for anyone. Let's have a look at the next one we've got on it. This one I haven't done, but I have just not seen my cat who is black
Oh
on
shit!
a
I didn't
black
even
on
see
a
the
black.
cat.
Yeah, this guy's almost turned the gas hobs on his oven, and his cat is entirely black, and his hobs are obviously black, and he's not seen the cat, and almost just set his cat on fire. I mean, with gas hobs as well. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ, that would light up like nothing
man.
else.
Why? You got cats?
Yes, I got two.
Do yours go on the cooker on the oven?
Yes, yeah,
Mine do it. Like ours is just one of those wipe down ones that so it's just glass basically.
yeah,
So it's got no rings or anything, but they always sit on it, and it's like sometimes they lean on it and it's beeping, so it's trying to heat up
yeah.
because their paws are on the beeping bit. Um, but you need a certain type of metal for it to heat up for it to conduct. So it will
Oh, it's
never.
the induction hob, is it? Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Yeah,
induction hub. Yeah, yeah.
they're
But like
meant to be.
they're meant to be safer.
Yeah, they're meant to be safer because if you
Yeah,
can put your hand on an induction hob, even when it's on, it won't necessarily burn you. It might just.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Obviously, I wouldn't recommend trying it if you've got an induction hob at home. Don't just fucking go take my word for it and stick your hand on a hob. But
yeah.
yeah, I remember
Yeah, no,
learning.
they are safer. Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, mine's just a ceramic hob, so mine gets hot and it's fucking hot no matter what. Uh,
yeah, yeah.
when we cook anything on the hob, we've always got to make sure that we place something over the top of the hob to stop the cats going onto the actual heated ring of the ceramic.
Yeah. Yeah, why do they? Well, it's weird because it's not comfortable, is it? There's a lot more comfortable surfaces
I
in
don't know if they
the
like
heat.
some form of heat
Yeah,
because
yeah,
our cats love to sit on the windowsill when the sun's absolutely
yeah,
beating through the
yeah,
window.
yeah,
But there's levels to this game,
yeah,
right? I mean, fucking
yeah.
Jesus. But yeah, that's happened a couple of times. My cat is almost entirely black. It's got like a white small tux underneath the chin and a bit of white on their back, both back
You
legs.
almost want to let them just burn themselves, like so they don't do it again, like kids learn.
You'll remember this.
Yeah, you won't be doing that after you burn yourself on this.
No, but yes, that's just every time I have to double check. Like, where's the cat? Is it's not on the hob? Put something on the hob. This next one is again a tree falling down on a car, but it says less than an inch. And when I go through the photographs, you really will see it's
Oh,
less than an inch
Jesus.
in it.
Oh, mate, that is funny. That's
Yeah,
mad.
that's crazy. It literally is
Yeah.
less than an inch. To have you've got an expensive insurance claim coming up there if that even makes contact with your bonnet. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
that's so lucky.
Yeah.
Even because stuff falls and then it settles, so that the fact it hasn't even bounced or hit it at all, the fact it's just
Yeah.
settled there. Because usually stuff goes and like bounces back a
Yeah.
bit, so
Yeah.
that's interesting.
But it just takes one branch to give way, and then
Yeah,
it's just,
yeah. You wouldn't want to be leaving. I mean, they're there taking pictures. You're like, yeah, get rid
yeah.
of
I mean,
it.
to be fair to them, I don't know if they could reverse. Yeah, they
Could
could reverse.
reverse, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless again it's another Greg and he's just drives
Yeah.
up. Do you know what I mean?
Guys, look how close.
Just trying to get the pictures in.
I don't know why you think this is impressive, Greg. Like, it's literally a tree falling down. You just park your car underneath
You
it.
just parked underneath.
Yeah. Oh, this next one, I've seen this image before, but my God, just anyone who's worked with any power tools, just wear goggles, mate.
Oh my days.
That is I don't know if that's a part of a jigsaw disc. I don't know, but it is lodged into a pair of safety goggles, and the guy still got them on. So I imagine it would have happened whilst he was using it.
Oh, I mean, not even anywhere else. If it hits his face or anything, it's a bad day out, isn't it?
Oh, that's a terrible day out. That is. I mean, at the bare minimum, you're losing that eye.
Yeah.
Completely gone. But at the worst, it probably could do some damage to maybe your brain.
Yeah, considering how far. Yeah, I mean, yeah. God, that is so lucky. I mean, it's gone through the glasses enough to. Yeah, so close.
Almost enough that you could probably touch it with your eyelashes when you close
Yeah,
your eye.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That amount is sticking out the other
It
side.
almost just doesn't look real.
No. And again, we could be dealing with a Greg here. He
I
could
don't
have
know
put
why we've called him.
Robinson
I don't know why
afterwards.
we've called him a Greg, but I mean, he
Yeah,
just ran.
we'll just go with it. But yeah, that's it makes you question. Should I be doing this anymore? Is this the warning?
No, yeah, that is weird.
Yeah. This one, fucking Jesus! It's a boulder that's
Oh
obviously
man,
rolled down from the top of the hill, and it's missed most of the house. I think there is a bit like towards the top
yeah.
there that's obviously been clipped by it, but it looks like it's gone through the drive and down further down
I
the.
mean, it's made a right mess of the. It almost looks like a meteorite.
Yeah.
The way it's like just hit all the. It's ripped up all the ground. You think it would roll over the ground, but that's gone through it.
Yeah. You can see like towards the end probably some rolls,
Yeah,
some imprints of where it's been rotating. But yeah, that is for it to miss pretty much the entirety of your house and just go through your front garden is, I mean, that's beyond lucky. I
there's a
mean,
clip on it.
it's
There's
still,
like a live clip on Instagram where some guys, don't know if they're like walking or mountain walking, and not as big as that, like a rock comes down, as big as a human. So
okay.
and it bounces. It's so quick, and it just and it. This guy just kind of does this weird curve, but it just goes flying past him and just misses him by about a couple of inches, like similar to that, but yeah, not as big as that. That's as big as a house.
It literally is, yeah. It's it's literally I'd say easily a couple of cars worth of boulder
Yeah,
has just literally decimated your garden and your drive potentially. There's a little bit of damage, like I said at the top. I don't know what part of the house that is, but you can see some damage there. It's actually
Yeah.
brought the wall away from
It
the.
looks it looks like it's just taken a load of trees with it as well from the top. Just literally come through a forest and just gone, yeah, goodbye trees.
Oh, that is an expensive clear up though.
It is.
This one, oh my god,
Oh,
mud.
Jesus.
And there's a vehicle that's obviously propped up against the side of a railing.
Mate.
It's almost toppled the. I'm assuming it's like some sort of truck. It's almost
Yeah.
toppled over the edge, and it's just like a sheer drop off the edge
Waiting to
into
go off a
the sea.
cliff into
Yeah,
the sea. I mean, that is all kinds of lucky, isn't it?
yeah. That must have been some massive mudslide. It's completely covered the road.
Yeah. I wonder if he was in it when it happened. That'd be fucking
Yeah,
scary. Because you
that,
go over there, it's game over.
yeah.
And it,
Especially the weight of that truck. If that plummets
yeah,
into
it's
the
just
ocean, if there's any like amount of water, like deepness to it, it's so hard to get out.
yeah, just all sorts of horribleness with that.
Mm.
He
I think
is
you
lucky.
I think you're kind of not incentivized, but you're advised to wait if you can for the pressure to equalize before you try and open the door in a car. If you,
Yeah. So they say, yeah, because as soon as or I'd like try and open a window or have something open so that the water can come in. Because as soon as the water's not in, you can't open the door because of the
yeah,
pressure.
yeah.
So yeah, they smash the window first things you can get out.
Christ. Oh, I can imagine the panic going through my mind if that ever happened to me. But yeah, I don't know if
If,
I'd have the patience to, if I had the windows rolled up. I don't know if I'd have the patience to just sit there going, right, well, we've got to wait until we're at the bottom, and then
yeah,
we open the door.
yeah. Till the car's filled up with water.
Yeah.
Has you seen that one where I don't know where it is if it's the UK, but it's a car and I think it's gone into the water somehow, but it's sinking and there's a woman in it and it's the whole thing's in, but the back window screen is still visible. And a
Right.
guy, obviously knowing that thing, he runs over he's got a rock off the side and
Yeah.
he runs over and it just before it goes under, he smashes the top
Right.
of that. So then that shatters and then she can then I think she gets out through that then through the back and like drags her out. But yeah, once that had gone under, it'd been game over.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. What's this next one? Another workplace DIY kind of related one. So it's one who's he's working on basically some sort of saw, I'm guessing,
Okay, yeah.
and he's got like a tungsten ring on his finger, and the saw has hit the ring first without touching any of his fingers, and it's completely shattered in half the ring rather than chewing up his fingers.
That is very, very lucky.
Yeah, because you don't really realize how vulnerable your extremities are, especially your fingers.
Yeah.
They just they just get chewed through
Yeah.
by so much. This next one is not not really life threatening, but that would be uncomfortable. You've got a pack here of nighttime sleep aid
What do they do there?
made by the same company.
Yeah.
They do a gentle laxative, but they are literally almost identical in color, size, and details on the packet, apart from the
Yeah.
name. Obviously,
Yeah.
they used orange branding. So yeah, that would be an uncomfortable
That is
night.
a close call. Yeah.
But yeah, Jesus Christ. Another one where someone's basically been saved by a phone, where a chainsaw has hit a phone, and
Jesus.
yeah, that's done some damage to the phone, and that would chew through your leg like anything.
Yeah.
I think this next one is the last one. I don't actually fully understand how this has happened, but for the audio listeners, two nails have gone through this person's knee, but they've gone through in between the kneecap and where the femur, so your large top of your leg, where your hamstring and your quadricep is,
Jesus.
where your thighs are, that large bone there's a gap in between where the bone ends and when the knee cap starts. And both of these nails have gone into the gap in between. And obviously, it's not as bad as having it go through bone.
Yeah, through the
So,
kneecap.
it feels
Yeah.
massively painful, but yeah, that's saved a lot of time recuperating, a lot of potential trouble with your leg, because your femur's such an important bone, and if you break your femur, it can be deadly. I mean, probably not as deadly in this scenario because it's at the bottom of the femur, but
Yeah.
you know, people break their femur and die because it's basically snaps and then cuts through major vessels
Oh
in the body.
shit! Fucking hell.
Um,
So bad. See,
crazy.
your kneecap there, is it completely unattached to anything? Obviously nerves. It's got nerves and stuff, but it's just
You,
like free floating almost, or
you've got like ligaments that hold it in place, and
right?
obviously
Okay.
tendons that hold the muscle in place to the certain parts of the bone. But there is actually a gap between the two bits of bone,
Oh, that's
which
interesting.
is
Yeah.
where those nails have gone, which is just the odds on that, again, having one go in that certain angle and direction, and then to have two
Yeah.
do exactly the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, what I don't. God knows what it's doing to have two nails cut shoot through that.
Yeah, I don't know. It might have been like I don't know if he's been using like a nail gun or
Yeah.
something.
So I was thinking, yeah, some sort of nail gun.
Crazy. I mean, that you can literally see the one on the furthest left has, I think they describe it as saying, removed a little bit of cartilage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it
Oh,
scrapes
it's
the
been
cartilage
go.
off the femur. Yeah, crazy.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so
Lucky.
yeah, think yourself lucky that you haven't had any of these scenarios happen to you, and I really hope none of them ever happen to anyone. But Jesus Christ, some of them, you just, even if it was an inch difference, could have been horrific.
Yeah, it's so crazy when you see stuff like that. You just like, you know, there's so many of those things that happen to people that,
Mm.
yeah, you just like, is that luck or? I suppose it adverse happens as well, where people do, just go in and fuck stuff up. So
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely probably an equal measure of people who are extremely unlucky.
yeah, yeah, with silly little things.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I heard, like back in the day, like this person fell off like a little wall, a tiny little wall that he'd walk on, like they fell off that and then did something and ended up dying. And it's like, yeah,
yeah,
that's of all the things that you can do. Like, imagine
yeah.
dying from that.
It is surprising how little damage or how little anything insignificant you look at can be potentially deadly.
Yeah, and then again, then you get the flip side of it where stuff happens to people, and you're like, how are they even on the earth?
Yeah, like two people are shooting each other and they happen to shoot each other exactly the same time, and the bullets counteract each
Yeah,
other.
I mean, yeah, that's
It's just crazy. And then you got
yeah,
someone
'cause
in the kitchen and slips over and knocks their head onto like a table, and that's it.
yeah, yeah, it's God, it's just you think, oh, yeah, when it's your time, it's your time. Like you can go through like loads of stuff and be so lucky, and then just something weird can just get you in the end.
Craziness. Right, what we'll do for the last like 5-10 minutes, we'll have a few questions. If you've got your questions, get them in the live
Cool,
chat, and we'll
cool.
answer them. But yeah, just think yourself lucky, everyone. Unless you have had something like this happen and you want to tell us what it was. Obviously, grateful you're still here, but Jesus Christ, that is.
I managed to break. Let me see. So there's a bone. Oh, there's a bone between that there and there. It's a tiny
Yeah.
little bone. It's one of the smallest bones in your body, apart from some of your tongue that's smaller. But I shut that in a door and it broke it, and
Oh,
that was painful. But the doctor, well, I was only young when it happened. But when I went to the doctors, they were like, "It's such a small bone to break." Because obviously, the smaller the bone, the kind of harder it is to break.
yeah.
Um, and he was like, "Yeah, so I can't believe you managed to break that. It's a real difficult bone to break."
Mm.
But I had to have a hot needle go all the way through it to relieve
Oh,
all the pressure.
yeah.
But I got a lollipop, so every play.
It's a price worth paying. It really is.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, and touch whatever bit of wood I can find, I haven't broken any bone in my body as far as I'm aware.
Oh, that's good.
What I will say is, though, my hands are completely fucked, and I'd be very surprised if I don't have some form of problem with my hands later on in life. I just want to show people how fucking crooked one of my fingers is, right? If we put it up here, look at that.
Mate, that's broke.
Yeah,
For sure.
maybe I've broken it then,
Yeah,
but I've
that
got.
is definitely broke.
Look at that.
Oh, that's all kinds of wrong.
That's what it's meant to be like.
Yeah.
That's what it's
Yeah,
like.
that's broke.
Yeah, that's fucked. I believe that first happened when I was playing rugby. Someone stood on my hand. It didn't feel broken at the time though. It hurt for like a few seconds, but then after a while it was all right.
Mate, the amount of when I was in the army, like my two best mates and I, we played rugby every week. And one of my mates, he actually played rugby for the army, but he would break his fingers every other week.
Yeah,
He'd always like strap them together, but he got so used to breaking them. I don't know how common that is in rugby, but my other mate didn't. But he would literally break his fingers all the time, and he'd just strap them back together.
yeah.
But yeah, constantly just dealing with broken fingers.
Mm. I gotta be careful with my legs as well. My knees. I've had trouble with one of my knees earlier on in life. It's not nowhere near as bad now, but it used to it's locked a couple of times. My left
Oh,
knee is
okay.
locked. But I've got hyperextension in my knees, which is where say this is like my knee joint. It
Yeah.
should be like this, but when I straighten out my legs, it goes like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my partner's got that on her arm. Make
Yes.
sure it inverts.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be. Now I'm obviously going to the gym quite a lot. When I'm doing legs, I've got to be careful that I don't hyperextend my knee.
Yeah,
'Cause
shit.
if I'm, especially if I'm on the 45-degree leg
Oh,
press,
mate, yeah,
I'm
that's a
literally in
fucker.
the air pushing up,
Yeah,
and if my legs do this and buckle, my legs could literally go the other way
yeah.
and be on my shoulders.
Have
So
you
yeah,
seen that in the? There's a clip on Instagram of gym things, and that happens to a guy doing that exact same thing. Both his legs pop. The other, he's got so much weight on there. It's stupid.
yeah.
But there's this just like montage of people in the gyms, and it's all of it is just far too much weight.
It's ego lifting. It's ego
Yeah,
lift.
yeah. There's a few guys who don't like the pop their arms go, and then there's a
Yeah.
few. One of them is both his chests fucking pops, which is weird.
Oh, is that the one
Horrible.
where he's on a bench press and you can see like his muscle almost like
Yeah, they're like rip and tear. Yeah, I mean it's gonna take so long to fucking sort out as well.
yeah, and because it's such a well used muscle that like almost everything you do in a day would just
Yeah,
be completely changed.
yeah, 100%, mate.
Crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
never understand why I don't know. All of those montages, well, maybe some of them are okay, but they just look like they've never lifted anything like that weight before in their life, and it's like, why would you go in on that weight?
yeah, I think sometimes if you go to the gym and you are someone who goes to the gym a lot and you've got massive, you're probably more likely to go to like a more meatheady gym. Not to be harsh to people. But you go to a gym where people are there to get massive and they want to just continually gain more and more muscle.
Oh, okay, so you keep
And you
putting the
get
weight up.
almost to the point where everyone's like egging each other on. Go on, do like 10 kilogram more. Go on. And you just overexert yourself. You just go far too over the edge. I'm so careful in the gym. I mean, I look like an absolute twat that I'm like adding like maybe like 1.5 kilograms every time just in case.
Yeah,
I just
just
don't
yeah,
want to overexert myself massively. But yeah, you do see it every now and again where someone's doing something and I'm like, even I've only been there for like 2 months. I'm like going, oh my God, fucking hell, I really hope you don't fucking buckle your knees or your arms don't give way because fuck that.
yeah, yeah. Long time recovering it.
Yeah. What's the input here? Let's have a look. Me and my mates were playing darts the other day and my mate needed double 12 to win and he missed through the dart. It hit the ceiling and came down and hit double 12. There you go.
That's mad.
That is. I don't even the physics on that. I don't even know how that would happen. But yeah, that is one for the ages. There.
Yeah, that's like a 1,000,000 to 1 shot in it. Like something you could never ever replicate.
Yeah, darts is another one where I'm like, oh my god, this can go horrifically wrong if you don't practice the actual. Not that I don't even know. I'm guessing it's in the rules, but you just got to have like a bit of courtesy about other people. If you start throwing whilst they're like moving away from the dartboard, just taking their darts away, you're just asking. And alcohol as well, big one.
Yeah, playing
Yeah,
darts with my kids on holiday. It's like you're dodging bullets. They can just go anywhere. Like especially my little ones. I remember when she just like she would throw them, and then you wouldn't even be at the dartboard. It'd be like towards you. She'd just like wandering around. They're like, "Oh, this is cool. Just throw arrows at people." No, keep it at the dartboard.
yeah. You always tell when you get into a pub where you've got quite a few regulars who perhaps aren't that great at darts when you see more holes around the board. Actually on
Right,
the board
yeah. Follow the holes.
Yeah. Right, let's have a look. What's this one? My dad was cutting something in the garden and ended up cutting right through his nail and hit the bone.
Oh,
I've seen someone do that. It's horrible. You can actually see the white of the bone sticking like
yes,
clearly
yeah,
through the gap. Crazy, man. Disgusting. I've seen only 2 sites like that before, like actually in person, and both of them were rank.
yeah. There's something not nice about seeing. I saw someone who was drunk, but I thought he got someone trod on his face.
Oh
It
shit!
was his nose is split from there to there, but you could see his bone, and but he didn't know, and he kept pushing it up. It was like
Oh
it's pretty
shit!
hammered,
Yeah.
and he was like putting it, and then it was all the blood's spurting out of there. We're trying to like calm him down, but yeah, that didn't look too great.
Mm. Yeah, there's been a couple of times where I really did think like something really bad was going to happen to me. Another one because of my crooked fucking finger. Rugby. Um, there was a play where I was in I can't remember if it was a scrum or a ruck, one of them. I was on the floor, and this guy's fucking boot came down on the side of my head, and I thought he's going to puncture my fucking head with this boot. Fortunately, he didn't put enough pressure on, so it actually went through. But I was like literally just going, my fucking head. Yeah, that was in a school game, I think, and funny enough, against Jordan's school. So yeah, we go back that far.
Oh,
I mean,
really? Yeah.
it wasn't Jordan who was doing it, but yeah, it was someone at his school. But yeah,
Mate, so many injuries in rugby, like again in the scrums and all that stuff. It's like broken fingers, broken noses.
yeah.
Like it is a
Rugby's probably the only sport you can tell they're a rugby player. Like if you see
well, with
someone
the
fit,
cauliflower ears.
yeah, if you see someone who's like athletic, obviously looking after themselves, you don't just immediately go footballer unless they're like well known, like Messi or something. You got to be able to pick out like a Division 2 player, be like, oh
Mm.
yeah, he plays football. But you could pick out a rugby player fucking easily. Crooked
Yeah,
nose,
yeah,
fucking cauliflower ears,
yeah,
like multiple like dents on his face. It's crazy.
yeah. Especially on the position you play. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to play hooker, which is in the scrum. So that was not fun because there was a lot of let's just say unsportsmanlike things going on in the scrum. Bit of a uppercut to the nose, knees, and the fucking face. It was great. It was good fun.
We didn't have rugby at our school. It's I've played like a handful of times. But yeah, it'd been nice to have it at our school.
Yeah, it's definitely it's fun in certain positions, but other positions I was like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why anyone likes this sport. If you're a forward and you're big like you and you like just fucking bashing the fuck out of people, that's probably brilliant for you. But if you're just like, well, I'd like to have the ball once every 5 minutes, maybe, and not spend half the time getting smacked in the scrum.
Yeah.
Probably not for you. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely, it can be fun in certain positions. But yeah, it's not. Sometimes you get some people who are a bit overzealous in the rucks and the scrum. But yeah, is what it is. Well, I think we'll leave it there. This hour and 12 minutes is gone like
Yeah.
so. I really don't feel like it's been that long.
No, it's gone very quick. Yeah, it's I like those. Those I'm cautious now going outside because I'm like
Just looking
watching
over the
out for
shoulder.
things flying about.
Oh dear. Right. Well, we'll be hopefully back up to the full trio next week, barring any mishaps and unforeseen events. But yeah, Jordan will be back. I'm sure he'll tell us all about his holiday. Like I
Yeah,
said,
I'll have some stories. There's quite a few things going on over there, isn't there?
yeah, it seems to be all coinciding with him going there. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's,
exactly.
yeah, I don't know if there's anyone's after him or whatever, but yeah. I mean, he's probably made enough content for there to be some people who are a bit edgy about him. But yeah, we'll see. I'm sure he'll tell us all about it, and we look forward to it. But for now, we'll see you in the next one. Up the APMA.
Yep.
See you later. Bye bye.